I want to build on the points made by the previous speakers about reform and opening up. Of course, marketization, legalization, and internationalization have been the primary drivers, but these alone are not sufficient. Over the decades of globalization, many developing countries have marketization levels comparable to China, such as the Philippines, Indonesia, and various nations across Latin America and Africa. Yet, why are they still so impoverished? What sets us apart is something they lack: strategic planning and top-level design. Without strategic planning and top-level design, such market achievements would be impossible. The fundamental reality of economic theory is that markets lead to misallocation of capital and to monopolies. Not necessarily, but it can happen. Why has our market economy flourished over the decades? Because we've invested in infrastructure, which is a result of top-level design and strategic planning. Why has China's internet developed so well? Because we've invested in 3G, 4G, and 5G. In many countries, you can't even connect to the internet, let alone conduct e-commerce. And who built these networks? Not our innovative companies, but state-owned enterprises. We ensure that even the most remote areas have 5G access, something unimaginable in other countries. Even in the US, step slightly outside a major city and you lose signal. We've learned many lessons from decades of reform and opening. For instance, our semiconductor and automotive industries lacked proper top-level design and strategic planning. We've been very reactive in these areas. Fortunately, with EVs, we've managed to overtake in the fast lane and become the world leader. I remember 30 years ago studying at a business school in the US. When Morris Chang came to teach a class, we all laughed at him, calling TSMC, a massive investment by the Taiwanese government, foolish and a violation of market principles. Back then, the smart money was in Silicon Valley's fabless companies. We were just designers, letting Taiwan handle the costly manufacturing. Now, in this period of economic transition, there are two types of businesses and entrepreneurs around me. Some are constantly complaining, especially in real estate and some internet businesses, while others are too busy working tirelessly with their companies from dawn to dusk, filled with confidence. Thus, two different Chinese economies are unfolding simultaneously. Recently, I read a Bloomberg economics forecast that by 2026, our high-tech industries will grow from 11% of GDP in 2018 to 19%. New energy sectors, including EVs, batteries, wind and solar power, might account for up to 23% of GDP. Real estate is expected to drop from 24% of GDP to around 16%. In the venture capital field, we see many emerging tech companies rising. We'd like them to succeed overnight, but that's not possible. We're in a phase where old industries and models are declining and new ones are emerging. I'm optimistic about our long-term economic prospects, especially with the strategic planning and top-level design by local governments. Unlike before, local governments are now focusing on attracting investments in innovative and hard-tech sectors. Many local officials know more about their fields than we do, so I remain quite hopeful.